Young fella over there. Oh, he's been here weeks. If I could speak to you more directly, I think that the lawyers, I don't know who went to the High Court recently, but the legal team were pathetic, I have to say. Talk a bit louder. Testing. Oh, that one. God. Steve, this for me. Hold this for me, Steve. Hold on. Right. Okay, so I thought the legal team were pathetic. I don't know if is the lady here who brought the legal case? That's a shame, because I'd like to know how she got legal aid. I believe you have to be on income support. Is that right? Is anyone? I think that the way to beat fluoride is to take the Department of Health to court. They are mass medicating us. No matter what they say, it is mass medication. It's in the definition. Put fluoride in the water to reduce a disease. It is by definition a treatment. Although speaking to doctors, dentists and lawyers that I have done recently, they all say, no, it ain't treatment. Well, hello, yes it is. You can talk with forked tongue, but as certain people do, you can talk with forked tongue, but, as a white man talk with forked tongue. It is medication. Without consent. And medication without consent is, everybody, illegal, correct. Now part of the problem is we have the British Dental Association, sponsored by Colgate. My lovely union, my trade union, is sponsored by a fluoridator. Do I need to say any more? I started in university 24, 25 years ago, and you're just told from word go fluoride, 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 and by the way, fluoride. But if you go to Africa, they haven't got tooth decay. Southern Ireland didn't have any tooth decay until the food manufacturers moved in. And the real problem is, if you want to beat tooth decay, is you've got to jump on our Secretary of Health. Not literally, but because he's sponsored by Walker's Crisp, Pizza Hut, and other big food manufacturers, and he's a smoker. Secretary of State for Health, a smoker. I mean, we've got such a corrupt government. You my friend back there, but it's just so corrupt. It's just so corrupt. Anyway, so how I got into fluoride, a friend of mine a couple of years ago said to me as I was cleaning my teeth, he said, what the hell are you using that crap for? And I looked at him and thought he was insane. Fluoride, I've been brushing my teeth 3-4 times a day with it every day for a whole of my life. Surely it's safe. Right. So I didn't believe him for a minute that it wasn't safe, so I started looking at, that's a picture of my brain, average dentist's brain. We just don't think outside the box. Is that on the screen? It is on the screen. Okay, great. We don't think outside the box. We're just given this stuff, and everyone just assumes, hey, that's great. Fluoride, brush your teeth, it's going to reduce tooth decay. Does it? I'm not really sure it does. It's I was really shocked when I found out that fluoride sits between arsenic and lead poisoning. Right in the middle. Fluoride. Lead poisoning, fluoride poisoning, and then arsenic poisoning. Arsenic being the most dangerous, fluoride just a little bit less dangerous, and then lead poisoning. We have industries already which monitor for lead poisoning, don't we? I don't know if anyone works or has worked with paints. When they had lead in them. If you worked for the MOD and you were painting boats, planes, whatever, you had to get your blood levels monitored, and I believe they still do, for lead poisoning. And here they go, they want to chuck this in the water. And whose blood levels will they be monitoring? Will they be monitoring yours? No. Mine? No. My children? No. They convinced me at dental school that it was safe because it's a small amount. Now that's quite true. If you brush your teeth with a little bit like that and spit it out, it's true. But if you do that every day, over 30, 40, 50, 60 years, what happens to that fluoride? Do we accumulate any? Now, I was told no, it doesn't go into your body at all. You rinse, that's it, it's gone. Bullshit. It goes into the gums, it goes into the skin inside your mouth, and it's absorbed into your body. And I'm told that we only excrete about 50% of what we absorb. So, counsellor, my learned friend, you absorb 50% of everything that you ingest or shower in. If you shower in fluoridated water, it gets absorbed in. If you bathe in it, it gets absorbed into your body in really high amounts. So if over a lifetime, a small child, you take a baby, you bathe them every day, well, okay, we're English, we bathe once a week, and you, over a lifetime, you're going to accumulate a lot of fluoride in your body. So is that detrimental? I'm sorry, my slides are all over the place. Do you remember the science? I don't know if you remember this, but asbestos is safe according to our government. Do you remember that? Our scientific advisors, they've not had a good track record, have they? Asbestos, this is asbestosis in the lungs, this is cancer of the lungs. This went through the courts for ages. It dragged its feet. We had scientists, doctors telling us it's totally safe. Was there any money in asbestos? Let me guess. Let me think now. This is our map. This is the doctor's attitude, isn't it? This is the doctor's and the dentist's attitude. I may be crazy, but I'm always right. Isn't it? I mean, you people out here don't have any intelligence because you don't have a dental degree, you don't have a doctor's degree, you're not, well, some of you are scientists, but, you know, this is the arrogant attitude of the doctors and the dentists and the politicians and the people behind the politicians, because make no mistake, this is not by accident they want to put poison in our water. I don't know if you want to go into conspiracy stuff, but it's not by accident they want to put a poison in our water. And you get looks like this, don't you, when you say fluoride is dangerous? Do you feel sometimes people look at you strangely? They do, don't they? You say fluoride is bad, and you go like, get out of town. I don't know if you've got kids. I've got 3 kids, and I suspect most of you have got kids. We've got a responsibility, and I think your group is amazing. I don't know who started the group. Who started the group? Did you start the group? You and Steve. I think your group absolutely amazing. What you've done is incredible. It's a small little group with, what, no money to finance it? Yeah, absolutely incredible. All it takes for evil to succeed is for good men to do nothing. And thank God for good men like you who stood up and said, you know, and the Brits were notoriously apathetic, aren't we? If we were French, we would be down that Parliamentary Square, burning sheep, burning tubes of toothpaste, burning dentists. That's what they should be doing. Powers. Yeah, I agree. I mean, it's illegal, but so what? What they're doing is illegal. I mean, going back to that point of consent, they have to have consent to medicate. And I was hoping to come to a slide. Oh, here's our trustworthy friends. Building Britain's future. Can you see it? Oh dear, oh dear. Words of mass deception, yes. We can't trust these, we just can't trust these people who want to run our lives any longer. Enough's enough. This is what I was going to talk about. In Scotland, how they got it stopped in Scotland, my friend over there, a little old lady, not as attractive as this one, with no teeth for 20 years. Stop me if I'm wrong, but I believe she'd been a dentist, had no teeth for 20 years. She took the beeps to court and said, look, I've got no teeth. Why the hell would I need fluoride? Now I know in the UK, and she won her case. She got legal aid, she took them to court, she said no, and in Scotland they're not going to fluoridate, it's not even on the table, never will be ever again because it's gone through the lot of the Scottish courts. And we need to do the same in England. We need to take the Department of Health to court. I know lobbying politicians might be an easier route. I don't know how we're going to get the money together, but please God, let's have some cash and we can take these bastards to court. I don't know what it would cost. Any ideas, Stephen, what it would cost?
Several £100,000.
So to get... Yes, exactly. Yeah, why not? Or I don't know if anyone's on income support. Can we take a group of us, go and see some lawyers, sit down and ask what we can get, what are we entitled to get? You know, because I think there's a very strong point of law here, and they may be trying to fudge the issue by using subterfuge wording, but you cannot describe putting fluoride in the water as topping up, or whatever, what's the word they use? What they use? Topping up the natural, that's just absolute bullshit, isn't it? I mean,
like this gentleman said, there should be 2 pots of money. The SHA, etc., have already spent £400,000. Give us £400,000.
yeah. Yes. So there's at least, you know, we should take them to court. Dentures, there's lots of people with dentures who don't need it. You know, 10-15% of the population have dentures. What are they going to do with their fluoride? And then we have Mother Nature. We just don't know what we're going to do to her, do we? Anyone who's seen the news lately has seen what's happened in Japan, Christchurch, Brisbane. Mother Nature is not pleased with us. It's pretty bloody obvious. And chucking this stuff in the water will do even more damage to our friends, the bees, flowers. We just don't know what it's going to do to nature. When I found out it was licensed as a cockroach poison, I was surprised. I don't think I'm going to read this. Now this lady is a classic case of death by fluoride poisoning. Quite common really. Makes you wonder about water fluoridation, eh? What a mess. Her brain, bones and intestines just weren't up to the strain of coping with what is basically the byproduct of industrial fertiliser. Lead, arsenic, radium. It's not even as if the fluoride did her teeth any good either. I mean, look at the terrible state of them. Oh, you're exaggerating. The 3 she's got left are in great shape. And here's the damaging fluorosis. It's not very attractive, is it? I don't know if you can see it. Sorry, the pictures are quite small, but it's not very attractive. And if you're a young teenager with that kind of teeth, good luck with pulling, that's what I can say. Shit, I mean, it's terrible for them, poor kids. Yeah, and what did you say, 50% got fluorosis?
The bottom right-hand corner, those images there, 3 to 7%. And that's the sort of fluorosis that really damages the teeth.
Yeah, I mean, I don't see it very often, thank God, but when you see it, it's bloody awful. You know, and then they've got to have crowns, veneers, then after 10 years they fail, so you've got to get them redone, teeth out, bridge works, implants, dentures. It's a lifetime of misery for these kids, just from a dental point of view. Never mind, you know, all the other toxic effects. A pea-sized amount of fluoridated toothpaste contains the same amount of fluoride as